Hello everyone, thanks for watching. Just wanted to make a quick video on the point of scriptures. What are the scriptures about? What is the Bible about? And according actually to Jesus. So let's turn to our first text in John 5, verse 46. John 5, 46. And let's look at the question, because the scriptures are actually made up of a whole bunch of different parts, right? You get the Torah, which is the first 5 books of the Bible. Then you also got the rest of the prophets, you got the Psalms, and then you got the Gospels and the rest of the New Testament, right? Well, let's see what Jesus said the Torah, or the first 5 books, is about, directly related to. So let's go to John chapter 5. And verse 46. And John 5:46 reads, Jesus is speaking, he says, "For had ye believed Moses, ye would have believed me, for he wrote of me." He wrote of Jesus. So we see right here that actually Moses, when he was writing the Old Testament, when he was also going through the histories, genealogies, all these different things, it was actually about Christ. It was actually pointing to when he'd come again, or when he'd come the first time. So that's the first 5 books of the Bible. What about the rest of the Old Testament? Notice what Jesus says in Luke chapter 24, verse 44. So this is after the resurrection, and Christ is actually walking with some of his disciples, and he said unto them, "These are the words which I spake unto you while I was yet with you, that all things must be fulfilled which are written in the law of Moses," the Torah, "and in the prophets, and in the Psalms concerning me." So we see right here that Jesus not only mentions what Moses wrote, but the rest of the Old Testament, and he said those things which were written there must be fulfilled when he came. And so we see that the whole Old Testament basically is referenced by Jesus concerning the prophecies that would come to pass when he came. So now, let's look at one of our final texts in John 5:39. Let's go there. Back to where we were before when we first started. So what are the scriptures about in general? So we looked at the Old Testament, we looked at parts of it. What about the scriptures in general? Notice what Jesus said. He says, "Search the scriptures, for in them ye think ye have eternal life. And they are they which testify of me." So we see right here that Jesus is referring to the whole scriptures, and he says, "They are they which testify of me." The scriptures testify of Christ. That's what they're about. They help us to draw closer to Christ, and that's what we can experience as we spend time in the scriptures. So what does this knowing Christ, what does this lead to? What's the point of this? Well, notice in John chapter 17 and verse 3, my favorite passage, notice what it says. John chapter 17 and verse 3, "And this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom thou hast sent." The Father sent his Son that we, by knowing them, might have eternal life. That's what it's all about, folks. The entire Bible is about knowing and being in a close relationship with God and his Son. That's what it's about. The Bible is about relationships. And this particular relationship that God and his Son want to give us is what leads us to eternal life, because they are the source of all life. That's what they want for us. They want us to be connected and to be able to live in eternity with them. So I pray that as we study the scriptures, this is what we'll experience. We'll draw closer to Jesus, we'll draw closer to God, and eternal life will be the result. God bless your studies, and thanks so much for watching.